All right, so it appears that John Bolton's book is coming out Tuesday and no one's stopping it. So a judge denies request to block the Bolton book. So basically what the judge came out and said is, yeah, there's actually legal standing to stop this. However, in reality, it's too late because the book has already been published and distributed. In fact, there are journalists who have advanced copies. So the book is out there, and the judge basically said, well, look, if someone's got a copy of this, they can go to anywhere on the internet and just put the whole thing out there, and the whole world's going to have it. So from a practical standpoint, the book's coming out on Tuesday. It's already essentially out. If they tried to stop that, it's likely that someone with an advanced copy would leak it and the whole world would get to see it anyways. So obviously Trump was not happy about this. So, what does he always do? He took to Twitter. So Trump tweeted out a bunch of stuff about Bolton. We don't need to go through all of it, but this is the one that probably, if you're going to read one of his tweets about this, this is the one to read. Bolton broke the law and has been called out and rebuked for doing so, with a really big price to pay. He likes dropping bombs on people and killing them. Now he will have bombs dropped on him. So what exactly does this mean? We don't know. It certainly appears to be a threat from the president to a private citizen in this country. So a little disconcerting. Not that either one of these people, Donald Trump or John Bolton, are really, really very popular on anybody's list right now. But, this kind of a threat doesn't really go well. So there's a couple of things going on here. It appears that Bolton could potentially later on be found liable for releasing this book under circumstances he shouldn't have. He may face some criminal charges. He may also face financial problems. So if he makes a bunch of money off this book, it's possible that money could be taken from him. It's not quite clear where that money would go yet. It depends on the kind of lawsuit that's put against him. But Bolton may actually face some negative consequences for releasing this book. Now, the book supposedly does not contain classified information because he did actually check with the White House, and the White House requested a number of changes be made, and he made those changes before releasing the book. So what's in the book? Well, we'll find out Tuesday for sure when the thing is released, but there are a number of points that have been released already that we can go ahead and talk about. One of which is that apparently Trump at times told Bolton that certain journalists should be executed. Okay. It's a bit extreme. We don't really know the context in which that was put forward. But when you're the president of the United States, you got to be real careful about things you say and how they're interpreted. And Bolton is saying, yes, Trump said that there are journalists who deserve to be executed. So let's take a look at some of the more important points that are coming out of this book. So apparently Trump was trying to get in good with China so that they could use their resources to help him win re-election. So one of the accusations that's coming out is that Trump was using presidential resources to ensure that he could get reelected. Big surprise, right? This is essentially what he was impeached for. But this time he's doing it with China. So it gets complicated, but essentially he was trying to use the tariffs to pressure Xi to buy more crops from the United States, which would, that's a large part of Trump's base, the farmers in this country. So he would win favor with the farmers who are then more likely to vote for him. And he basically said this as much. It's not like we're just, you could make the argument, well, yeah, Trump's trying to help out the farmers. That's part of his job. Apparently, Trump was very open with Bolton and Xi saying, yeah, look, the whole idea here, why I need this done is because it's going to help me get reelected. Right. So he basically just, let the whole game out by saying, yeah, the whole point of this is to get me reelected among this group of people. So that's not good. And to stay on Xi's good side, right, Xi has been accused of creating what are essentially concentration camps with potentially over 1 million people in them inside of China. And Trump was basically like, cool, I got no problem with that. And I could use your help getting reelected. In the meantime, I don't have any problem with you running these concentration camps. Right? I'm paraphrasing. That's not a quote, but that's essentially what we're talking about. Trump's offering personal favors to dictators. So Recep Erdogan, right, had a company that was going to be going out of business because they violated sanctions against Iran. So Erdogan basically told Trump, hey, can you help me out here? And Trump said, yeah, basically he did. He's like, all these judges that are causing a problem, all these prosecutors, those are Obama people. I'll take care of things for you. Apparently Trump has Trump has referred on a number of occasions that he thinks he has the power to basically do away with term limits and make himself just a repeating president. He said that to China's Xi. He said it to Bolton. He said it to lots of people, basically paving the way for him to get rid of term limits. That's not so good. That's not so good. Apparently, at one point, he was very close to quitting NATO. So remember, there was this whole thing where Trump was saying, hey, we pay too much into NATO. Other people aren't paying their fair share. We're going to back out. We're going to stop protecting people who aren't paying their way. And then apparently he told Bolton that invading Venezuela would be cool, and that apparently Venezuela was practically part of the U.S. anyways. I don't really understand his take there. I'm not quite sure where he's coming from, other than the fact that he just thinks he's so powerful he can do what he wants. Let's take a moment and go back to the impeachment trial. So remember, Bolton didn't want to testify in the House. He refused to do so. But he said he would testify in the Senate. But we knew that wasn't going to happen because all the Republican senators said, hey, we don't want to see any more information. We don't want to see any more testimony. We don't want to see any witnesses. So Bolton didn't have to testify in the Senate, right? But apparently if he had, he basically would have said, yeah, look, Trump withheld aid in order to get Ukraine to investigate Hunter Biden. Right? I mean, Bolton's saying that's exactly what happened, which is what we all knew was happening all along. This is not a revelation. It's just he's now saying it. Would have been great if you had said that during impeachment when maybe the country could have done something about it. Little late to the game here. So we'll see. It seems like this whole thing is cratering for Bolton, that his book might be a huge seller and he might not even get any of the money out of it. He still betrayed his country by not helping us when we could have used his help. And who knows? It's all coming crashing down on all of these guys. So we'll see how things go. I'm excited to see what happens over the next couple of days while Bolton's book comes out. And hopefully we have a functioning government going forward. Thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the future.